Hello, welcome back to Mulberry Branch Farm. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Mulberry Branch Farm. The dogs welcome you too with their shenanigans. The turkeys welcome you with their bombardment and asking for feed, which we're about to oblige them. But today, we're back out with the goats. Why are we back out with the goats? We're always with the goats. Well, guys, I'm kind of that crazy goat lady. So if you're on my channel enough, you're gonna be out with my goats a lot because I am. And we got a windstorm last night. You can see I gotta pick things up around here. But the reason we're out, I think I have another doe that did not get bred, and I have another doe that is in heat. And I'm questioning some of my breeding decisions. I've got a gut feeling and I think I'm gonna listen to it. But first, let's let these pesky chickens out and get them moving on our soil amendment. Obviously, we have an adoring fandom out here, but it's all driven by food. It's not really a love for their wonderful top of the line keeper. Come on, guys. Look, I got the real deal. Hey, look, come on. It's like they don't believe me. Like they don't believe I'm going to feed them. Come on, guys, I want your eggs. I'm going to feed you. All right, guys, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. So, if you weren't here with us last episode, we started amending our soil by grabbing some of, oh, and they've already done it fantastic. This pile right here is about flat. So I'm just gonna keep them. We cleaned out some of the manure from my goat pen the other day. Also trying to eat my hair. Excuse me. So to help me spread this out and not have to do too much of my own labor, I feed my chickens and ask them to do some of the labor for me. And most mornings they will oblige because they too like their breakfast. And they've done a really good job on that one. This one, not so much. So the ones that I really need a lot more turning on, I'll probably put a lot more feed. And they'll come out here, and chickens love to scratch for their feed. So I'm just asking them to do what nature wants them to do while also helping me, which makes them a little bit more worth the work of keeping them and sometimes going through winter with less eggs. We had some late molts this year. It got cold fast and the daylight is fading in our area. It has been fading. We're actually past the winter solstice, so the daylight will be going back up. But until then, with the daylight going down, and I don't have lights in my coop, so I'm not encouraging them with my own help outside of keeping a clean coop, keeping them fed, regularly watered. When they go through late molts like that and the daylight winds down, sometimes your chickens just take a winter break because that's Mother Nature saying, hey, it's probably too cold for you to set and rear chicks this time of year. And who am I to get in the way of Mother Nature? Not to mention, sometimes we all need a break from the work that is bestowed on us. Their work, literally, is to make eggs. So it's good for them to get a break every now and then when Mother Nature deems necessary. Hello. Who is the offending doe out here? So Poseidon, showing my offending a blackberry, was supposedly our first to be bred. But I did notice the other day she had some not good colored discharge, which makes me think that she miscarried. Not uncommon, it happens. That's why it's good to keep a buck on hand. But also you've got little Miss Sky right there who is ready to accept the advances of Poseidon. So I'm gonna go ahead and move these girls back in with Flu, who has Tiger Lily, Mossy, Pinky, and Tootsie still in with him. Just because Pinky didn't take the first time, Mossy is a very dominant doe, Tootsie is a first timer, and Tiger Lily has yet to show me that she's in heat. So we just kind of put them in there because we're just gonna let nature kind of do its thing. So I'm gonna go ahead, sit you guys down for a second and move these does over, and then maybe we'll go over some of the things where I am battling with my gut feeling. And you can see this little lady is accepting advances. So I'm guessing that when I saw that yucky discharge, hi Tiger, hi Tiger. I'm guessing that when I saw that yucky discharge a couple days ago, that was her, well, probably more like 2 weeks ago, that may have been her miscarrying, and now she's cycling back because her body is receiving messages through hormones that she's open and is ready to breed again in hopes of having a kid. And then this one just won't go into heat. I don't know what her problem is. Oh, Lord. So Sky was just bred and Blackberry's been bred. So I'd say it's safe to say that I'm hoping they're going to hold, because so that would be 2 does now that Flu's bred that didn't catch the first time. And I won't say the first time because I feel like Blackberry is about 2 months bred now. So she just miscarried. She caught and then something happened. She may have been hit by Dilly. She may have gotten stressed out, or maybe even eaten something in the pasture that she shouldn't have that may have caused her to miscarry. There's a lot of different reasons for a goat to miscarry. So outside of catching them while they're eating things, or seeing where a blow was delivered to her, like right on her right side, because remember guys, for goats, the right side of the stomach is rugrats, the left side of the stomach is lunch. Left lunch, right rugrats. So, hi. And this one is more interested in eating my clothes than to be bred. So he's got 2 does in here right now that are being bred. And the reason I've kept Pinky and Mossy in here, Pinky didn't catch the first time, which is okay. That's all right. And Mossy is just kind of bossy. So Mossy, while I caught evidence of muck butt, so when I say muck butt, it is literally looking at the doe's hind end and looking for muck or fluids or crustiness or a whole slew of things. That's considered muck butt. Usually that happens when they're being bred because there's a lot of bodily fluids being passed, and they're flagging their tail constantly because they're in heat. So their tail will sometimes catch those fluids and just get all over their tail or all over their butt, and it's called muck butt. And I've seen quite a few in here with muck butt. So yeah, where are we on breeding? We're at the end of breeding. I think this is going to be my last couple of breedings. And some of you may say, well, what about Poco Loco and Merida? There's just something in me that when I look at these two says don't breed them yet. And I don't know why. They have wide enough hips. They meet the requirements for weight. But there's just something gut-wise that keeps saying don't breed them. So I'm going to listen to my gut regardless of wanting more baby goats on the ground, especially out of them, because I love their damn Tiana and I love their builds. But something in me says wait. So while they were supposed to come in with Sky, I think I'm going to wait another month or so and give them just a little more time to get some weight on them and to grow. They were out of quads, so they are a little bit smaller, but they've made the weight and their hips look like they're wide enough. But sometimes, and you guys probably know this, when your gut says to hold off or wait on something, sometimes you need to just listen to your gut rather than go against it and then figure out later, like, well, this is why my gut was telling me not to do it. And for this would be endangering those 2 does with kidding. Now, Sky is actually April born, they're February born. There's almost 2 months between them in age difference. And Sky, I look at her and just her build and everything from her dam tells me she's ready. There's nothing there that I'm like, this doe isn't ready. She just looks more developed and ready for breeding, whereas Poco Loco and Sky just have a really petite feel to me. Even though their hips are wide enough and their weight's there, there's just something when I look at them where I'm like, no, they don't need that just yet. They don't need to be bred just yet. So I'm going to listen to that. Right, Pinky? We're going to listen to that, honey. You guys want some hay? I think they want their breakfast. So, oh, Lord. Sorry. He's being a sneaky assassin back there. So, in 30 days, I'll go ahead and draw blood and send them in for their biosecurity panel testing along with the pregnancy check. Yes, hello. Hello. I'm hoping you'll be bred. I'm hoping you've gone into a sneaky... I'm hoping she's gone into a sneaky heat and just hasn't really shown anything. Right? Because she's the one I'm excited about. She's got some really good bloodlines and she's a sweetheart. And I want more babies that are like her. I want more babies that are like you. Stand up so I quit getting assaulted. So about a month from today, you guys will get a lovely video on how to draw blood on a goat. So if you are squeamish on drawing your own blood, it's really not that hard. It's a very intimidating chore for goat owners, but it's a lot cheaper, especially because I'll be drawing blood on 13 goats, I think it is this year, 13 that are bred. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw blood on him just because I want to get him biosecurity panel tested. And I might go ahead and do Poco Loco and Merida as well, because while I'm not breeding them now, I might as well get a biosecurity panel testing on them just to confirm, because I may start that breeding in about 2 months, which means they won't be ready for fair or any shows, but that's not, well, that is one of my focuses. It's not my main focus. I want milk. I need milk. So I'll probably go ahead and biosecurity panel test them and just leave it up to watching to see if they breed and putting it on the calendar and going at it the old-fashioned way. I'm counting 145 days out from breeding, give or take 5 days in any direction. For standard goats, it's usually 150. For the miniature goats, it's 145 for gestation. Tiana's due date should be April 11th. Pinky was also bred on this day, but if you guys remember, she cycled again. Pearl would be due on April 12th. Willow and Sunny were both bred on the same day, putting them both down for a due date of April 19th. Rapunzel and Pinky both bred on the same date again, so Pinky's second date would be May 2nd along with Rapunzel. Belle and Mossy should both be delivering around May 4th. Tootsie should be delivering around May 7th. And Sky and Blackberry were just recently bred, and that would put their due date at May 22nd. And we all know that these dates could always change. They could go a couple days before, a couple days after, but at least it gives us a little bit of a ballpark that we're going to be waiting on. And if any of these girls that were recently bred, I've got about 5 or 6 that I've got to watch for them to cycle again. So those dates could change to be a whole 3 to 4 weeks later than what I'm thinking, which is totally okay. I'm just really excited to have babies on the ground here soon and to go ahead and get things back to normal so that Poseidon can come back in here with flu, all the girls can go back into their own feeding regimen, and we can carry on with our lives until spring, when we are hoping for those wonderful little babies to be hitting the ground. So I think that's going to do it for us today. There's our update in the love pen and what we can be expecting in the months to come for pregnancy testing, biosecurity panel testing, along with when we should expect kids to be hitting the ground. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I appreciate you being here with us on Mulberry Branch Farm. If you found yourself enjoying the video, make sure that you leave us a like, drop us a comment, and subscribe. But if you subscribe, make sure you ring the notification bell so that when those babies start hitting the ground, you'll get a notification letting you know cute baby goats are once again on Mulberry Branch Farm. So until then, guys, thanks so much for being here with me. Remember to be kind to one another out there. Be healthy, stay safe. Catch you in the next one. Bye.